me setting up my camera and all that. Oof, not me setting up my camera and all that jazz. Okay. Whew. Okay. I don't know if this will stay up, and I'll try and edit as much as I can. Oof. We'll see. We'll see if I'll leave it up. But I want to see. Okay. So look under the what is this? Chat. Okay. Okay. So we are good. We are good. If you're joining and you can hear, can you put it in the chat box and let me know if you can hear me, please? And also, I'd like to know where you're tuning in from. This would be nice. It would be nice to know where people are tuning in from. So, hello, hello, everyone. I don't know how long I'll be here for. Probably half an hour, because yeah, it would be nice to engage with a lot of people here. So yeah, let me know where are you tuning in from, and if you can hear me okay. It would be nice to know that. Just leave it on the chat section. Hi everyone, in case you don't know me or you don't subscribe to my channel, my name is Elsie. I'm a photographer. I'm based in the UK. At the moment we're going through a heat wave. That's why I'm kind of sat in a dark room, because you can see there's still light outside but the sun is on this side of the house, and I want to keep this room really, really cool. I have my tiny fan going over here, and all my peripherals. As you can see from the title of this video, I am scanning I'm working on a film project, and I'm scanning some rolls of film, and I used all these single-use cameras from Fuji. And yeah, this project has been taking so long for me to complete. It's actually months overdue, and I need to finish it. Me going live is being accountable to myself to make sure that I complete this project. Taking the pictures was one part of the project. Self-scanning at home was the next part of the project, because I could not afford to have it scanned in the lab. But in hindsight, I wish I had done it then when I had them developed. It would have saved me a lot of time. But to be honest, I wanted to be surprised as I scan. So at this point in time, my folders are open. On this side is where I'm saving the project. And then on this side is the software that I'm using to scan this project. I am using an Epson Perfection V600 photo scanner. This scanner is no longer in production and it's no longer being sold anywhere. I've had this scanner for God a while now. I think I've done an unboxing video on my channel here showing you, and the date of me unboxing is literally more or less a week after I got the scanner. So yeah, a week or a month, I don't know, I can't remember, but I think around that time. So I've had this scanner since then, since the unboxing. This thing is flashing, it's gonna tell me it needs to shut down. And I'm just gonna do a quick preview of just the blank thing so it doesn't stop, doesn't switch off. So yeah, the scanner has since been discontinued. There's this version which on the holder for 35mm strips has 2 slots. There's another version, the V850, I think that was the last version, which has 4 slots and it makes it quicker to scan. So I could only afford the V600. It was a lot cheaper than the V850. Yeah, if I remember correctly. But even now, if you go on eBay, both of those scanners are extremely expensive because the tech that was used to make these scanners has become obsolete, and unfortunately because people don't photograph on film and do their own scanning anymore, um, Epson, I think, kind of decided to discontinue the whole shebang because now people use cameras for scanning, um, their own like digital cameras to scan. And I think the only company who I know do film scanners are Interpret. That's the only person who, the only company that I know they develop the tech for film scanning. So anyway, that's my technical know-how up till there. But for now, my target today was to scan 3 rolls. I already went live on Instagram and I scanned 1 roll, and I have two more rolls of film to scan, which have already been sleeved. But as I was explaining on my Instagram, I don't know if where did I put that? Oh yeah, with this, I want to hold it in my hands. With this type of film, you take pictures back to front. So it will start from frame 27, counting down all the way to 0. That's step 1. I'm figuring these things out as I go along. So back to front, if you know anything about film, you start from frame 1 to 26, or I mean 24 or 36. Single use camera, this one has 27 frames. So you're taking pictures from frame 27, counting down all the way to 0. That's number 1. So when you're sleeving them, I am sleeving them the original correct way, which is from frame 1 to 27. But when I'm scanning them backwards again. So the last slide here, this is the first frame over here, the one you can see a bit of pictures. This is frame number 1. So I'm scanning them like that, and I think like that, like backwards. Also, they are, if you can see with film, there's always like numbers with the frames and the writing of the film stock. This is upside down, as in the way I've sleeved them, they're upside down. So I also have to keep that in mind. But my goal for now is get them scanned, and then I have to go back and make sure they're in the right chronological order. So that's why this project has taken me such a long time to complete. Because I was showing, I don't know if you've seen on my channel, I have like, this is a bag full of the rolls in there, and I literally have a box of how many? 14 of these single-use cameras. So a massive project, a massive undertaking. But I am gonna stop talking now and get with the scanning because I'm running out of time. I need to finish by 7 o'clock. It's now 6:35. So The next roll we'll have to do, and yeah, oh, by the way, if you're watching this and you have any questions, or if you're watching this back, leave questions in the comment section and I'll try and answer them as much as possible. So, yeah, if you have any questions about all of this, I'll answer them to the best of my ability because I am still a novice when it comes to film photography and film scanning, even though I have a folder full of film strips over here on the floor. So this, um, oh yeah, something else I need to worth mentioning. This bit over here is the code of the roll of film that, because when I get them back from the lab, the reason they're in the canisters, where is the bag? Let me see if I can get one with a full. Yeah, good. The reason they're in the canisters is because the film is uncut. So I cut them myself because these labs will charge you for everything. They'll charge you for developing, they'll charge you for cutting, they'll charge you for scanning, or they'll charge you for prints. So to keep my costs down, I did this develop only and no cutting, hence the canisters. But what I'm gonna do is once I'm done with all of this, I'm gonna take them back to the lab so they can be reused instead of me keeping them at home and I'm not doing anything with them. Because once I put the film here, these canisters, I don't need them. So how I know, because I have so many, they're from the same project, so many of the single-use cameras. One, I marked, I put the name of what is in the canister or where I took the picture. I always mark it, I write it with a Sharpie on the camera. And then of this project alone, the 14 cameras, the code number, which is down here of the film strip, is written here as well. Is this white thing? And there's a list I have written down over there of what is in the film, so I know. And I'm scanning them in order, in the order of how the pictures were taken. That's how I'm doing out this project. So I have to be very, very organized. So what else do I need to talk about? Yeah, when I am when they're in these canisters, because they stayed here for super long, I have to take them out and roll them the opposite way, of which I think I've done a video showing how to do that. I roll them the opposite way and put them back in the canister overnight, and then the following day I come and sleeve them, cut them and sleeve them, so they can be fairly flat. Because when you put them in the holder, because they've been rolled in here for so long, the film is not necessarily flat, and it kind of bows, in a sense. So I have to try and make them as flat as possible. And also, what I normally do when I pull them in the folder, I put them in between, as in when I put the sleeved ones in the folder is on the floor, I put them in between other film rolls, so they tend to be a bit flatter, so that when you're scanning, there's no distortion, of which I've started noticing with some of the pictures that I've scanned. There's a bit of distortion. So I need to have the rolls of film really, really flat. And I think what I should do with the next batch, once I sleeve them, I put them between heavy books so they can be as flat as possible, in order for me to scan that. So because in the canister here, you can see this code number here. When I roll them the opposite way, I write it on the top of the lid so I know what film is in here according to my list right there. So yeah. So for this, I normally have a glove, the gloves here. It's normally a pair of gloves, but only wear one. And also I have, where is it, a blower to remove as much dust as I can when I'm doing all of this. So I'll stop talking, but I'll be monitoring the chat section. If you have questions, ask away. and get with the scanning. So the next, I have two strips, but in this live session, I'm gonna only scan one of this, one roll, and then the other roll I'll scan it later. Cause yeah. So I am going to scan, what number is the next one? 21, which is this one. So I put this down here. So 21 is the next one. So I'm gonna move my keyboard and start. And you'll see in a minute what I mean by the film not being completely flat. Even if here you can see a little bit of, you can't necessarily see, I can see a little bit of bowing on the film, but you will see in a minute what I mean by it being not flat. Oh, I don't want to break this. Okay, time to glove up. Time to glove up. But I should remove the film first before. There we go. This one's not so bad actually. Ooh, okay. Something like that. Yeah. Okay. And then this is the next one. Taking them out of, especially the short ones, taking them out of the sleeve is a pain. So I should sit here with tweezers. Na, 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 na. Okay, edge to edge. Ooh, okay. So this is four. Wait, huh? I'm trying to figure out from the pictures if it's the right way around. I don't know which way it is. Yeah, there we go. Oh, these ones are flatter. The ones before were curling up. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, here we go. Okay, and I need one of these. Leave as much dust as possible, but they're still dusty. I still need to go into Photoshop and remove the dust. You can never, especially when your environment is super dusty, you cannot never get rid of all the dust, unfortunately. And then lift my scanner here. Just go to that. So I'm just placing it in the scanner. And yeah, so the scanner has this bit right here, which is where the light comes through. So that's how you're able to scan your film using this scanner. That's why it's not like a normal scanner, but you can use it as a normal scanner in case you've never seen one of these before. Okay, so we're ready to go. So I do a preview scan. Oh, actually, I've jumped a few steps ahead. I'll do a preview scan for now, but I need to select my next folder here. So as I explained, this side is my folder, and as you can see, this side is now the film. But my settings currently with this, I'm using the native software that came with the scanner, or that, yeah, that is available with the scanner. It's the Epson Scan 2. I know people who use Silverfast to scan film, and my current settings are photo mode, and in the main settings I'm using document sources transparency unit, document type is color negative film, and my image type is 48-bit color, and my resolution is 2400 dpi, and my scanning quality is high. Probably for somebody out there it might be overkill, but for me that's what I use. So, and then at the bottom here my image format is TIFF. TIFF is almost like a film version of RAW, so that's what I use. I save them as TIFFs, and then obviously I need to change my settings. I've just noticed something. The previous one had 28 frames. No, okay, I get it. It's 27 frames, yeah. So I need to change the code to the film stop, the film number. So this is 0621, and then start from number 1. Okay, and I need to change the destination folder where it is going, because I've not changed that earlier. Okay. So this one here is number 4. So yeah, so I've done a preview, so I'm just gonna turn it around, and now obviously I'm confused. I'm confused right now because I don't know where to start, so I'm just gonna start anywhere right about here. Just doing a frame around the matching ants frame around the image that I want to scan. That's what it is. And then that's it. And then I press scan. So I'm going this way. I'm scanning from the bottom. I'm scanning from the bottom here, going backwards, like, and then I'll scan the top bit. So I think I've done. But anyway, as I said, I will be going back. I'll be going back to what is this? I'll be going back to rename all the frames once I'm finished scanning all the rolls of film. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing now. I need to finish this. I have literally like 20 minutes to go. So let's get scanning. I'll show you, I'll come up and show you previews of some of the images that are taken here. So, okay, let's keep moving across. And I low-key know when the matching ants have landed and the kind of brightness that is okay for me to continue scanning. So that's how I'm judging. Because there's a way when the matching ants on top of the frame, it either goes really dull or really super bright. So I have to make sure it's in the right area for it to give a proper scan. So I reduce my editing time when I go to Photoshop later on, because after all the scanning and making sure all the frames are in chronological order, I need to transport all of these images because they're currently in TIFF, put them all through Photoshop, clean out all the dust, convert them from TIFFs to JPEGs. Once all of that is done, I will upload them to my website. So yeah, so all of this is why I'm feeling really overwhelmed with this project, really overwhelmed. But I'm glad that I've done it. So, and low key making progress um, by doing this. me coming on live is literally my way of being accountable to myself to get this done. Because, truth be said, this is the hardest bit because of all the small um, taking it out of the sleeves, putting it in the film holder, putting it on the scanner, making sure the matching hands are aligned, and all of that jazz. So this is the most difficult bit personally. Not even the Photoshop, because I've done the Photoshop bit before, and I don't mind that bit at all. So yeah. At a later date, I think what I will do, I will screen record the software and how I scan the film, and then I'll share it on my YouTube channel so you can see what I mean. Because right now it's you can't see close enough what I mean when I'm placing the matching hands frame on top of the frames that I want to scan. The color, how the contrast or the brightness of the image, how I am seeing it when I'm satisfied that it's okay for me to press the scan button. Basically, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, I can show you a bit of the snippets, like a preview of some of the images that I'm scanning right here. So this is one of them. Oh, that's a really good one. Look at that. Look at that, guys. That's a really good photo, right? That's a really good photo. Oh man, this one as well. This is super cool. Oh wow. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. This way. Oh, that's a good land with that matching hands frame. So keep scanning. And I think this is where, when it comes to film photography and you're doing a lot of the things by yourself, this is where photography can be a very lonely profession because you're sat here on your own doing all of this. Um, but it's also exciting. It's might sound like I'm complaining, but I actually kind of enjoy this because it's kind of therapeutic. I can take my sweet time. I'm not rushing. I'm saving money. I'm saving money because the place where I developed my film, when I asked them if I can bring back the film for them to scan, they were literally charging me the same price as developing and a little bit more. Had I scanned them and developed them when I did develop the film, it would have cost me probably £2 cheaper, if anything. Even with the like 7 to 14 day service, like the longest delay as possible. Here I am months later trying to complete this project. And yeah, lessons are being learned. Lessons are being learned, guys. Lessons are being learned. Um, yeah, it is what it is. Oh, what is that? That looks really dark. I'm wondering what that was. Okay. Oh, this is a nice photo. Look at that. Oh, they were really high. That is so cool. Yeah, I can see distortion. I can see distortion with the rugby posts over here. They are kind of like bent. Oh, the the roll is not completely flat. Completely flat. Which is not good. But hey ho, we move regardless. We're still working. Still working. I think this was a misfire, this next image that I just scanned. Ooh, that one was nice. Okay, scan that one. And also, a lot of these images will be kind of repetition, because it's a collaborative project. So there'll be a lot of repetition. When I'm sharing them on my website, I'll share the whole frame, all the frames, but because it's part of the project, I'll share all the frames. But I will also curate what I think are my best images from each roll of film, and yeah, showcase those as well. So my hope one day is to have this project exhibited somewhere else, to be fair. Oh, that is super bright. Yeah, that's good. That was super bright. Okay, two strips down, guys. Two strips down. That literally took us what? I should put a timer actually on how long this takes me. Mm, but I'm making progress. I wonder what that photo was. That was a misfire. What was it? Yep, that's a sit in front of them. I can see a lot of dust. Oh, the mist cleaning out. A lot of dust. Yeah, a lot of dust. Okay. Okay. Oh, this is cool. Oh man, my scanner has a dent and I can see it in the photograph here. This is not cool. The scanner glass has a nick, and when I scan, I think I might have to rescan this frame. Probably um move it from here, as in from this bit to this bit, and rescan them. So I need to go back and recheck that particular area of all the images. That is annoying. Okay, two strips down, so it's time to take them out. It is time to take them out. And then I prepared the next strip, so you can see what I mean when what I meant by having the other scanner with the four strips. I wouldn't have been doing all this opening and shutting with this thing. But here we are. Okay, so I need to glove up because oily fingers, you don't want that on your film stock. But I'm holding it to the edge, on the edge, or rather, that's what I wanted to say. Huh, this is the wrong way around actually. No, it's actually the right way around. What am I talking about? This is upside down like this. So this one goes here. This one goes to the screen. This one goes like this. Yeah. This way. Hmm? So that's the next frame. Oh, we have a dead frame here. Okay, that's fine. Number 12. I need to put it this way around. 13. Okay, 13 goes first. Oh, sorry. 13 goes here. Okay. Next one. So 19 goes first. Oh, trying to figure all this back to front, upside down, right way up, da 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 da. Yeah, this film is curved. Oof, won't get completely flat scan, to be fair. Won't get a complete flat scan. but it's so slight. If you don't know what you're looking at, you cannot tell. But yeah, this tries to make it as flat as possible, but it's not super flat. You can see a bit of a curve on the roll of the film. Okay. It's shifted. Oof, 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 oof. Let's go. So that's the first one. Okay. I'm now realizing there's these three dots over here. That should be my indicator. I'm learning as I go, guys. I'm learning as I go. Okay. We're almost there, almost there, almost there, almost done with this. Almost done with this. So preview. So what the preview does, it scans the whole of the two strips, and then I go with the matching art box and place it on top of the frames, and then I press the scan. So yeah. So yeah, this is what I should have done from the beginning. From the beginning, I think this is the right order. I'm still figuring this thing out. I'll name them later. What I could land. Yeah. So we're on to our second two strips, and these are two full strips, so these are 12 frames, and then we'll scan one more of 6 frames, and then we're done. We're done with this row. So far we've scanned 8, so we are on to our next 12, and then 1, 6, and yeah. It feels like the math is not mathing, is it? Are they actually 27 frames? Ooh, that was a good land. That is crisp. Okay, scan. I love it when I land the matching ones on the picture and it becomes really vibrant. It makes me happy that I'm not wasting time fiddling and making sure it's right on the frame, right on the money. Oh yeah, and a tip, if you do photograph using film like normal, not single use you actually like actual film. Do I have any here? I don't have any more left. Let's see if I have any more film left. Yeah, like the Ilford HP5. This is black and white film, which has 36 exposures. But if you do photograph on film and you take them to the lab, tell them not to cut it, because some labs cut to precisely 36. What is shown on the box, 36. But I've been doing this since I was in uni, and what I soon realized is sometimes you can have 2 extra frames, especially if you're loading the film onto the camera and you don't wind it so much. You might end up with a frame at the beginning and a frame at the end. So you might end up with 2 or 3 extra frames. So yeah, don't cut your frames. Don't cut your film when you're developing it. Um, Ask them to like develop it uncut. So yeah, that's one tip for you. photography. These are misfires. Interesting. And I think I've got three. This is a cool one. Oh, of a try. Almost got it. This is a try right here. Nice, nice. So yeah. So if you're new here, please go to my channel, subscribe. I really like the engagement. If you're watching this back, leave a comment and let me know what you think of the project, of which I haven't gone into so much. I did learn this perfectly. Why did I move it? Of which I haven't like really gone into so much detail on this live. This landed perfectly. Why did I move that? Fiddling with it now. Oh, there. I think that would. I'm still gonna fix it in what is it called? I'm still gonna fix the images on Photoshop and um, play around with the brightness. Once I've removed all the dust, cleaned all the dust out, I'm gonna play with the brightness, contrast, exposure, and all of that jazz, and just make the images pop. But I'm not going to go overboard with them. Um, and also, I'm gonna remove the what is it called? Should I remove them or leave them? I don't know. What do you think, guys? Should I remove the scan edges? I don't know if I can. Let me zoom into one, and then I can explain it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Ooh, that was a nice one. Okay, flat movement. So what I'm talking about is once I scan, oh yeah, that's perfect. There's some dark edges on the sides here. I don't know if you can see that. That's literally the gap between one frame to the next. Should I remove those? Or and there's some at the top, and a slight one at the top, and at the bottom there's hardly anything. And there's also the film notch at the top here. So do you think I should remove them when I edit them later? Should I remove those elements that make this people realize this is a film picture? Should I? Leave a comment. Leave a comment. Should I remove them or leave them once I've finished like editing the photographs? Oh, that was a good land, but it's right on the edge. Oh, that's not good. Um, sorry, somebody was calling me. I think that will do because I'm fiddling too much. I am fiddling too much with it. Okay, this is the last frame of the first strip. So, some really cool. This is an interesting photo. Wow. Food, people watching. Oh, that's sweet. That is really good. Oh, these are cool. These are really cool photographs. I'm actually happy with what I'm seeing. I'm actually really happy. Okay, we're on to the next. Wow, that was good. Next strip. We're on the. We're making progress, guys. We're making progress. So we're making progress. So far, if you're joining in or you've been here for a while, hello. Um, don't forget to leave a comment. Uh, keep them polite. Um, if you have any questions, just leave them in the chat box. If not, if you're watching this back, leave them in the comment section. I'd love to engage with you all. Okay, that one landed good. You're almost there, almost there. I'm glad I'm making progress. So after this, I will have to log off and go and have some dinner, and then I'll come back and do the next roll and finish it off. So if you're watching, do you want me to go live for the next roll, or and I can show you snippets if anything? Let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Should I go live for the next roll or no? But I'm happy that I'm on target, like to finish to do 3 rolls today. Alternatively, I'll come back on Friday, um, go live again on Friday and do another roll of film because all the images are different. They will not be the same. So yeah. Okay, 3 last frames. Let's see how is this land going to be. Ooh, clean. Love it. Love it. No fiddling. I love it when I land well on the frame with the matching lines. I love it. Okay. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, cool. Oh no, why did I move it there? So frame number 18. This is frame number 19. Frame number 19. Come on. Few misfires with this frame, with this film. But I'm still seeing some really good images coming out of it, so I am happy. Oh, is this warped? This is, oh yeah, it is. I can see a slight warping. The film is not completely flat. Oh, wow, that's so interesting. Let me see this one and the lamp. The lamp is straight, but with the posts, there seem to be some sort of distortion here as well, even the far posts and this ones. But the images are really good. I'm happy so far with what I'm seeing. A few misfires. Oh, this is a cool one. That is so nice. Oh yeah, I need to go back and re-scan where the glass damage is. I can see that. I need to scan that area. So we are on to our last one. And also need to make a note here that this has been scanned. And then after dinner, I'll come back and scan the last roll of the day. 3 rolls a day until I finish. 3 rolls a day. Okay, so this is number what? 13. Oh, so this one goes here. 7. Okay. Let's figure out a method to this roll madness, because it's not straightforward. Back to front, upside down. Unless I'm doing it wrong. Somebody come up with way I should do this, to be fair. So this is, I'm holding it upside down. 17, so 14, yeah. So that's the right way. Okay, so the last one, this one, and it's 20, and it goes this way. Yeah, this one is not flat, which is so annoying. Okay, so that's that. As much as possible. Right. Go. Last strip of roll number 2 of the day, and I would have scanned 4 rolls so far. So give it a preview. Okay, and then rotate this. That is so weird. Anyway. Oh my goodness. I know what I've done. Okay. This is the thing with this roll of film. Oh my god. I've literally scanned them back to front. As in, this is not the first frame. Oh my goodness. Anyway, like I said, I'm gonna go back and rename them, so it's fine. At least it's scanned. And how do I know? I'll show you in a minute. I will show you in a minute how I know. These are the first few frames. Oh, and that's how I arranged them on the sleeve as well. Like, man. Nice. I love the nice landing. But I need to put some little bit together around the edges. Okay, done. How do I know? Let me show you a preview of that first frame. The flags. The flags over here, and of the players walking in. So this is how I know these are the first images. So I've literally scanned them, and this is now here numbered as frame 21. Oh, anyway, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, and even in the holder, I put them the wrong way around. The dots should be on this side of my hand. But it's okay. It's okay. You're scanning. You're making progress. That's all that matters. Ooh, that landing. The first landing was perfect. I don't know why I moved it there. I don't know why I moved it. Anyway, we're making progress, guys. We're making. Yeah. Oh wow, this is so cool. Yeah, these are the first frames. The flags, the players lining up for the anthems. Oh, 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 oh. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're 4 rows in, guys. We're 4 rows in onto 14. We're making progress. This is what I have to keep reminding myself. We're making progress. So yeah, we are making progress. That a good landing. That was a good landing. There. I think the next live session I'll have the camera literally here so you can see what I'm talking about with all this matching hands. But I am not going to do the third roll of today live. I'm gonna just wrap this up and then go, and then I'll be back on Friday this week. Today's the 26th, so I'll be back on the 29th to do the next to wrap up this. Oh, nice one. I love it when it just gets in there. Oh, this one has exactly 25 frames. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, this one has 26 frames. That is interesting. Oh, yeah, they missed one here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 26, yeah. One frame is missing here. That's a dead frame. I did scan. There's no point of me scanning that. There's nothing there. So this one has 26. This is our last frame, guys. Oh, this is so cool. I wonder if the kids actually took this. Yeah, there's a bit of dust. But I'm just gonna clean this out. It's not an issue. That is not an issue for me. So yeah, everyone, this is the last frame that I'm scanning. Yeah, this yeah, this one has how many? 36 frames, unfortunately. I've been so lucky with the others, have been exactly 27. This is the first 36 frame roll that I've come across. The first picture is the dad. So yeah, but I'm done now. Gonna take this out. And I forgot, yes, I did arrange them in the correct order. So yeah, even if I put 2021, it's upside down, so I need to turn it around. Okay, so yeah, I literally arranged them in the correct order. So I should have started from the top because that's how I'm cutting them now. I should have started with these frames here and put them there, but it's fine. I can always go back and uh, rename those. So I'm just gonna put this back here, put this down. So that's me done. Uh, yeah, these are all my 19, 14, 11, now 21. So that's the next one I'm gonna scan. I have a folder. Oof. I have a negative folder here, but it's full. It's full of all my previous film projects, so I can't like even file anything. But I'm just gonna leave this in here without filing, just loose. But yeah, it's a full file. I need to get a new one, and I need to get also probably an A3 box so that all these the film I've made a few cutting mistakes. I don't know if you can see. Let me see. Yeah, I've made a few cutting mistakes like this one. There's a few hanging here. So I need to make sure this, even with this project, I made the first row. I will show you right here. The first row, I made a cutting mistake. As you can see, they're hanging. Literally, because it's 27, I divided by 7 and then it made 4 strips, but I didn't account. I forgot that 7 frames will not fit. It needs to be 6 frames in order to fit. And then with the last 2 strips, I make sure they're long enough for me to be able to place them on the film holder for scanning. So yeah, cutting them too short will cause problems. So I always make sure they're at least 4 frames. So like with this one, there's a dead frame here, which is making up for the 3 frames, so making it 4. So luckily the roll of film has that leeway, gives me that leeway to allow me to make that 4th frame. So yeah, okay. Kind of good timing. I wanted to finish latest 7:30, which is fine. Time for me to go and have some dinner. So, oh yeah, I need to tidy up this room before I go. But yeah, guys, I will leave it at that. So that is me literally just home scanning some film. This is kind of my workflow. This is kind of where I do all of these projects. And yeah, so I will come after later on to finish this roll for the day, and that's my quota for the day. And then I'll be back on Friday, the 20. Today's the 26th, so 7th, 29th. Friday to 29th of May to scan the next 3 rolls of film. So on Thursday evening, I'm gonna prep them, cut them, put them in the sleeves, so that come Friday, I'm just sitting down here to continue with the scanning. And yeah, that is it. So thank you guys for joining and for watching. If you have any questions again, leave them in the comment section. If you're watching this back, let me know where you're watching from as well. And also, please subscribe as well. It'd be really nice to have people subscribe. And also, if I go live, you'll be notified. By subscribing to my channel, you'll be notified that I've gone live, and you can come and see whatever project that I'm working on next. Will I go live again, scanning till? I don't know. We'll see how. This is almost like a co-working space for me. This is my, like I said, an accountability situation for me. so I can get the work done and not be distracted. So I think by going live is helping me do the work quicker. So yeah, I will be back on Friday. So until then, see you, and yeah, take care of yourselves. Bye.